If you weren't with us on part one, my name is Quintin Porter. I'm 56 years old and I'm a peritoneal dialysis patient. There was a bit of a plan here. I had hoped that between the first video and the last video we'd let 6 months go by. And the reason I wanted to do that was to show you the sheer monotony of it. It doesn't matter how I film it when I start or how I film it when I end, because it's always going to be the same no matter what, day after day, day in and day out. But now I had to short circuit that plan because tomorrow I am going to be getting a new kidney. We have a donor that came forward who is a lovely woman who was smaller than me, so her kidney was perfect but a bit too small. So we went in as a paired donation to the National Kidney Registry, and then they looked for a suitable pair that matched all the requirements we had, and lo and behold they found it after only 35 minutes of looking. So we're very, very lucky. But my paired donor will go in tomorrow morning. Today is October 3rd, so she'll be going in October 4th at about 5 a.m. And then I go in later the same day at about 1. You'll have to forgive me if I'm a little flustered. I didn't, there's a lot of emotions that are going around in my head right now. I am really excited, over the moon excited. It's really hard to explain to anyone who's not been chained to a machine for a good, let's see, a year and 9 months now. I've been hooked up to this machine, and well, it keeps me alive. It's very frustrating. And even when you do your treatment, at the end of the treatment, you have 4 enormous bags filled with fluid. Because remember, all this fluid that's pumped in to do the dialysis, so it pumps in and by osmosis and diffusion it pulls off the bad stuff, where all those bags got to be dealt with. And that means someone has to empty them, someone has to make sure all the bags get in the garbage. And it's not me, because I'm at the end of a treatment, and maybe you can hear it in my voice as compared to when I did the first video. There's a certain amount of weakness that you can get at the end of a treatment. It's not crippling, but it is fairly exhausting and can be. I'm sure it differs from patient to patient, but mine has a tendency to make me a little bit weak for a little bit. And I rebound, I eat, I feel pretty good, and the day can go forward. This disconnection will be my last disconnection, hopefully forever. If the surgery goes well tomorrow, they will take the tube out that's in my abdomen. The kidney, and I'll use my little kidney stuffed animal here as my explainer, it's going to go down here in my pelvis. There's no real room for it where your kidneys are, and to try and remove my kidney to make room for a better kidney is too much of a surgery. It would probably kill me. So the kidney goes down there in your pelvis, and they keep you in the hospital for almost a week after the surgery. I know the donor will stay in the hospital for up to about 4 days, as said. So, yeah, it's all happening now. And it's a little disconcerting, because at the back of your mind you know there's a small chance that everything could fall apart. They tell you all along that chains come together, chains fall apart. And because of that reason, you can get optimistic and you can get excited, but you're always told to hedge that a little bit because, you know, things might not work out. What I want to know is, when can I start celebrating? And I think that answer is when the kidney's inside me and I'm in recovery. I feel good about it. My team's great over at OSF in Peoria. The donor is in great shape and ready to go. We've cleared all the tests there are, which includes seeing if our bloods match with the donor kidney, or rather, do our bloods mix, or is there a reaction? Does it reject our blood? We just got to make sure that it works, which is what they told me, is everything has to work right. I'm repeating a lot of it because you do this to make yourself feel good too. But the end of doing dialysis, by contrast compared to the beginning, is quite a bit more simple. You can see I'm still connected, and you can hear the machine clicking away. What it's doing right now is draining off. It's in what they call an ultrafiltration right now. So it was expected to pump in 2,499 milliliters of liquid, and it did. And then after that, everything that comes off is then ultrafiltration. So that's where the cleaning of your blood really takes place. So it's interesting. When I first did this, I expected the fluid to be gross to deal with, right? Just that it would be stinky, that it would be, I don't know what I expected. But you know, it's basically sugar water that's been in your stomach and then comes out. So dealing with it, no problem at all. You're allowed to put it right down your toilet or your tub and run a little hot water and you're good to go. It's just sugar water. And it's really amazing. If someone offers you the opportunity to do peritoneal dialysis over hemodialysis, I'm telling you, do peritoneal dialysis. While it seems like it's complicated to learn at first, the benefits it provides you with are just so great that you really, really should do it. Yes, you're doing more treatment than you do with hemodialysis, but the treatment is much more gentle in your system. And so the time you do have outside of doing dialysis, you feel better. And I know it's helped me over the last year and 9 months to get to a place where I'm stable enough to have a kidney transplant. And a moment of gratitude here. Now, I couldn't have gotten anywhere near this kidney transplant without all my friends and my close family. My wife, my 2 boys, my wife who had to haul the bags every night and deal with them, my kids who had to load the boxes around and move them and deal with the garbage, the never-ending garbage. I owe them a debt of gratitude that I'm not sure I'll ever be able to repay. These people alter their lives and change their manner of doing things in their day-to-day just to make sure you stay alive. And for a kid in high school, this isn't what you want to see your dad doing. So the idea of getting through the dialysis and to a donor kidney is so very, well, it's important because it's going to return some measure of a regular life to me and to my family that up until now we've been robbed of because of this machine. I would say that also the dialysis companies could do better. This is a lot for someone to learn, and the time that you first learn it, you're already at a limited functioning capacity. So the ability to take on all this new complex information, and then they switched to tablets and that didn't quite work. I think personal instruction is going to work better for a lot of the older patients. I don't know, maybe the younger patients will all view it differently. This is just my opinion. We're almost near the end now of the drain. I can tell the machine's slowed down in its pumping noises that draw the fluid off. So I have to wait for it to tell me to close the pin and clamp off, which is this right here. And this is a little pin. Can you see it in that little fluid in there. It moves about a bit because the clear fluid is coming through it now and passing through the line. But when you're done, you push this plunger down, and that drives that pin into this end of the transfer set. It's part of the catheter, but it's the transfer set runs from your catheter to the line, and then your catheter actually runs from your line to the stomach. It's a different setup. But when you push the plunger, it pushes the pin down in there, which makes it safe for you to clamp off and then to aseptically disconnect. So I'm going to mask up now, because when you do that and your line's exposed even for a second, you should be completely masked. The fans are off, the vents are covered, and everything is ready for that to happen. So we mask up, and the next thing we do is sanitize. Always sanitizing. But this one's special. If I'd have told you I thought we'd get to this day so quickly from starting and actually getting our information submitted, I'd have never believed you. The spring seemed like it was never going to end. All the testing, all the blood work, all the colonoscopies. Jesus. 4 in about 9 weeks, 8-9 weeks? Fun. I recommend it. No, I don't. If you got to get it done, and don't be a baby about it. I see too many guys who are absolutely terrified to get a colonoscopy. Get a colonoscopy. You're not even going to be awake. You won't know. It's like most of your life. When I'm done and I get through the other side of this, I definitely want to do a series of videos showing the recovery. And what I plan to do is about every 2 weeks post a new video updating you on how the transplant healing is going, what my new education and my new path forward is. So look forward to that, hopefully. This is my cap. It is a cap that's filled with betadine, and after you set the pin, it's what your line goes into to keep it safe. And so now it's in what they call the it's our organizer, and we use this to be able to hook up and connect and disconnect without any problem. So now it's saying push the pin, close blue catheter clamps, insert patient connector into stay safe organizer, and aseptically disconnect yourself. So now it's time to push the plunger. Okay, then I close, and then we pop it in the holder. And just to make sure, I'm going to rub down again, because I'm sure I touched my robe and other items. And remember, when you're doing your rub downs, to go till you're dry. If you're still feeling wet, the alcohol is not evaporated, it's not done its job, and it's no good to you. So always go till you're dry, which is not really something that seems like you want to do in life. But right here, yes, you do. Okay, so we're good and dry now. So we're going to come over here, unscrew both same time, then I lock my fingers and shift, pin in, sealed up. I cap off my old lines, and that's it, I'm done. It's not as complicated at all as getting connected, where you have to connect your lines, connect the clamps, break the cones, wait for everything to go through its priming mechanisms. Much more simple. Now, after we've got our cap on and we are disconnected from the machine, we have got to cover up, because you don't go anywhere with your cord hanging out loose. So on here, you'll forgive my gut, I hoped that by this time I'd be toned. It would be more than 6 months and I'd be well more toned than I am. And I'm working out every day, but It's like the Pillsbury Doughboy working out. I don't know how effective it is sometimes, although I am getting stronger and I'm feeling better, so that's good. I guess I was never expecting to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what you do, and this is a crude way, you'll see, but you start by taping line down, and that holds your line in place. And then with the second one, you put the end of the catheter and make sure that it's completely in place. And then lay your bandage over the top of that. Once the top is done, the bottom's really easy to do. You just add your 2 bandages and you are good. I am going to put 4 on because I'm going to travel, and I won't have it open till then. I want to make sure that until I get to the hospital and they need to take it off, it doesn't come off. And that's it. We are clamped up, we are taped off, we have our ultrafiltration, and now it tells us to close all the clamps. So there's 8 clamps, 5 on your bags, and 5 on your drain bags, that is, in your drain line, and then 3 on your fill bags. So as long as you get the 8 clicks, you know you're good. And that's it. So we remove the cassette now. And it tells you to remove the cassette, and it has to depressurize because this is all locked in place as it pumped, and it pumps and is pressurized. Now the cassette will slide out easily. Put it down there. It says next, your treatment is finished. Have a nice day. That's it. Done. Unless I don't succeed with the surgery, I won't have to see this machine again. So thank you very much for coming on this journey with me. I hope to see you on the other side when I'll have a new kidney. Thank you.